Hello traders, good morning. Vladimir here. This is the live market review, 15th of February 2017. This is going to be very busy fundamental day. It starts with news from Britain, average earnings and the claimant count change to be published shortly, in about 1.5 hours from now, while I'm recording. Then we move to the CPI and the core CPI in the US, followed by core retail sales and the retail sales, two of the main factors for further future rate decisions. And the next main event is going to be, of course, when the Fed chair Yellen will testify in front of the Senate, and the whole market is waiting for that. And we planned it in advance in the weekly forecast, as you remember, and said that most likely the action would come in the second part of the week, which starts today. Until today, the moves were pretty much quiet, nothing special, nothing dramatic, and it might not, but it might start today with the news to come after the FOMC. So, where our eyes are going, let's make it on the short term. First of all, Euro Kiwis, Euro Franc still holding this range, now currently dancing on the bottom. 1 hour chart provide double or triple, depends how we look on that. A cycle move down. We had here also a false break on that place, and that was very good sign, of course. And we can see this kind of movement, move range, and attempt to break out, and we start to gain continuation. So those of you who are in, give it a chance. It should be okay, and we can say that as long as the bottom hold, the pressure could remain bullish. What I would suggest is, since we are in the 1 hour chart triple cycle as mentioned, once we reach the top approximately around 106.60, make your calculations. Maybe move stop to break even, maybe partial close. It's definitely an area to pay attention to. The next one to start to follow, that's Euro versus the Kiwi. We are following this pair for a long time. You might say even too long, right? We had a trendline bottom here. We had false breaks in a few in a row, and we still wanted to go above this daily high to confirm for us the real momentum. But until then, we got a special cycle here, 1, 2, and 3, right? Measured twice, a size from here to here, and the final one followed by a false break. And now we are in a corrective cycle. Now this corrective cycle takes us to 61.8. We are currently dancing around that, and it could take us all the way to the 100. It is building to us this trend line, and we can say that if we go above the trend line, the momentum should return, right? The momentum should return to the bullish side, and this is where we may be looking for the buy opportunities again. So keep an eye on this pair, definitely. Aussie Kiwi, we've been talking about this pair as well for a long time. It should find a top somewhere around this zone, around 107, the surrounding. It could be slightly higher, of course, and it could make this make this correction before the continuation further up. We are only after buys here. Every drop down would be a signal for buy for us, to buy for us. Those of you who are in, just let it work and go for you. The bottom line. Euro Aussie still searching for a comfortable bottom. We are looking for false breaks and momentum will change, and you can see currently no false break, no momentum will change. The momentum stays on, and that's what means we don't need to start and catch up it here yet. We have this bottom trend line and it's dancing around it. We have this double cycle forming there. We have this double cycle everywhere. You can see the same idea. We are next to the duplication, and here we are next to the duplication, and this is our zone for possible action. This is the triple cycle, the bigger view, right? 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So the final bottom could be also on the 161.8 next to 130 level. Would it? I'm doubtful that on the first stage. 136 zone, a bit higher, a bit lower, starts to be very, very impressive area for a possible action. It doesn't mean we are going to buy there blindly, but it means we start to keep an eye and attention. Okay, that's what we need. False break and higher highs. That would be a sign for us to look for retraces and start to pick up the buys. Okay, do not rush to buy the button. I know how seducing and tempting it is to press the button now on such setups, but remember, our goal is not to make hero calls. Our goal is to make money, and in order to do that, we need to trade on the right time. Remember that. I said it always, and it's very, very important to repeat it to ourselves every single moment, because it's too easy to fall into psychological traps and then to regret about it. So keep an eye, but do not press your button too fast. It's about to happen. It will happen. It's only a question of time from here. Next one on the list would be the pound dollar, which is dancing. Let's remove all these lines, which is dancing still around the range we got from the previous week. It's making now double cycle movement here, and we can start to say that this looks good for a possible buy. The best way to do it, of course, would be, well, if we can get some kind of setup like here, okay, false break, higher highs, retrace, and then catch up the buys. That would be just ideal, but at the same time, not always that's possible, and that could be also the setup we might go with. First move up completed, the range is building and creating now. Once we hit the bottom and retrace, we should find the continuation, and that should be the second leg to the upside. All that is relevant as long as the 4-hour chart range zone, this one, holds. If we start to drop below that, this setup will become irrelevant, and that would mean that we will have to let it go and look for the next view, which might be the daily range still. And that could mean, if you take a look on the measurement from the 4-hour chart cycle, this is exactly where we could start going to, let's remove the orange line, we could start going towards the 161 expansion of this cycle. This is why I say it looks great, the setups, but we're not buying just because it looks good. We're buying only when it is confirmed. Only. Remember that. Very, very important. Euro dollar did not hold yesterday's low and did not provide a 2 waves down move correction as we wanted. Therefore, just let it go as for now. We do have in the 4-hour chart divergence. We do have this trend line and false break. We do have this. Now on the aggressive approach, and again that's only after the FOMC, of course. On the aggressive approach, what we will need to see here is something like that, like attempt for a false break and failure, and then go above the high. If it does that, we can go and try the longs. That's on an aggressive approach. If it doesn't, just let it go, because there is currently no setup. Do we really want to force here anything? No, of course not. We are waiting for the right action. And let's see, dollar yen also, well, actually two ways here. If we get this pulled back, we can try the longs, or if we keep going higher, we can start looking again for shorts. We have the top of the range right here somewhere. If we climb this area, we do have the cycle from the 4-hour chart, right? We're dancing next to the 61.8. Multiplication is not too much further. We're coming to this sell zone, and I believe from here we will start to see the correction. So that's why I said in the short term, if we get the drop down, we might still deal with buys and further move up. If it just keep climbing higher, let it go, and we start to look for the sells from around 115 and higher. In terms of the statistics, by the way, dollar yen, if we observe the tops, dollar yen has the 15. It's a very powerful day, as you can see on this area, right? And if it doesn't hold today, then we are going to deal with the 19, which will be the beginning of next week. And that's why I say it's if we still get a chance on the intraday to ride this bullish move, we might go and do that with the momentum, close the gap or so above 115. If we just climb straight to higher levels, we would be looking for the sell opportunities to come after that for something like 150, 200 pips. Definitely great opportunity as well. And let me check my list. Okay, New Zealandian dollar finally completed to us the triple special, call it as you like. So from now we need to get this, and we can start looking for the sell opportunities once again. Okay, again, it doesn't mean we are going to blindly sell. No, this would be our correction we want in two waves, right? 1, 2, or at least a range. So it can do also something like that to us, and then we are going to look for the sells. Okay, always two options: corrective cycle in waves or in a range, and that's all. So this is what we go with. That's our main focus. Indices we also keep on the list, but we don't have any action yet, so it remains on the watch list for us, and that's basically all. Thank you very much for watching, and I wish you a wonderful trading day. I'll see you again tomorrow with updates after the FOMC. Take care and stay safe. Thank you for your time. Vladimir.